you were saying that you started on Instagram. So you kind of were doing photo shoots. You were showing off your body, showing off your confidence, your sexuality on Instagram before OnlyFans.
Yeah, so
when you were doing that, or even still to this day now that you do have an OnlyFans, has anyone with a blue check ever slid into your DMs, or anyone exciting? Because I'm sure with all those hot pictures, I mean, you get some attention.
Yeah, so now it's been it's a little overwhelming sometimes, because once you've kind of gone out with like one athlete with a blue check mark, or, you know, and then you get another, and then another, and then you're just kind of like, all right, you kind of have to pick and choose. Just because you see a blue check mark doesn't mean anything. And then, you know, you get these times where you get one that literally comes into your life and changes your life, and that happened to me already.
Oh, it did?
It did, yeah.
Can you tell us like a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm tattooed. I have like my whole, you know, back and ribs and everything like that. And so I had gotten this tattoo like 20 years ago, and I just was really obsessed with this artist, and I just felt like there was a lot of meaning behind the lyrics, even though, like, you know, you could also sing them, like, you know, without ever like thinking about them, or you could process them and be like, wow. So like, I love words, so I have a ton of words tattooed on me, ton of lyrics. So I had that, and it was funny because there was one day I had a picture, and it was such a hot picture, and
on your Instagram?
On my Instagram, and it was in Miami. And you know, I feel like most girls can, you know, agree with me when it's like, what do I put for a caption? You know, and it's just like, you know,
it's hard.
Yeah. What the heck?
Captions are tough.
It's tough. So it's like literally 30 minutes you're just sitting there like staring at the picture, and then finally I was like, well, you know, that tattoo is showing, so I'm going to actually make it about it. And I had tagged the artist in it, and not thinking anything of it, you know, because it's not just, you know, a regular blue check mark. And yeah, like 5 days later, I was doing hair, and I had checked my, like, you know, the DMs and Instagram from like not your primary, from like the other ones, and I was just, and it was like a hey, what's up? And I was like, oh my god. You know, so
artist messaged you.
Yeah, and it was literally like, how do I go about this? You know, and my personality is very much like, in my circle, like, I'm very extroverted, but like people who like don't know, I'm very introverted. So my personality is kind of like, there's an image that's on Instagram, and that is 100% me, and I embrace it, but it's not like my 24/7 personality. Right. So it was kind of like, I perceive a certain way on social media, and I'm okay with it, but at the same time, like, I don't want everyone in this entire world to think that way either. And this person I was so like, I looked up to so much, and so I was just so overwhelmed. I was just like, I don't know how to go about this. Like, am I going to be some like honey in your kitchen, like popping my ass on like your kitchen table, or like, are we going to have some like deep conversations, you know? And yeah, it turned into some serious deep conversations. Hands down, smartest person I've ever met.
So did you end up meeting this person in person?
I did, yeah. So he flew me out and to LA, and it was just like, I felt like Pretty Woman minus like the prostitute portion of it. To be honest, it was like, you know, M&M's $45. The assistant's like, have them. I was like, okay. Like, yeah, you know, and getting picked up in like the black, you know, limo and everything, and having a driver everywhere. You know, it was no Uber Lux, like, you know. But yeah, it was such an experience, and I just really didn't know what to expect. There, you know, bodyguards and everything, and I couldn't have been more different. Like, I was open-minded, but it was just such a different experience, you know, and such an eye-opening experience, to say the least.
For sure. Would you say that this is like an A-list celebrity?
A-list is an understatement.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like, my 6-year-old clients know this name.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you still talk to this person today?
Yeah.
You guys have like a good relationship?
Yeah. No, we spent a good amount of time together, and just, I can't get enough of like the energy, and, you know, just how smart they are, and, you know, just the confidence, it like exudes like just like sexiness to me. Like, when you carry yourself well, it can like, it's just so sexy to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, do you think that this celebrity has ever seen any of your OnlyFans content before?
I mean, I've made some minus having it go on OnlyFans, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really feel like I'm going to say it's a no, but at the same time, I feel like he wouldn't be surprised if it was, you know?
Right.
I mean, again, my personality is just kind of like all over the place. Like
Right.
deep conversations, like let's get naked, you know? It's just kind of like, but that's like all in one conversation for me, and it's so normal, you know, for me. So, you know, but I also don't think that anyone would ever even blink an eye, because like I celebrate having an OnlyFans. I'm all about it, you know, and it's just, you know, being in tune with your body, and like, you know, sex is like waking up, you know. It's just like a normal thing.
Yeah.